Hello guys, welcome to the Minecraft LP series. This is episode 139. If you were with me for the last one, you will remember that we built that church, and there may or may not have been some off-camera between episode changes, which you're going to see right now. Take it in, I know. It looks nice, right? It looks nice, or at least I think so anyway. So let's have a closer look at what I've done here. So, as I did promise, these church grounds were going to have garden, and garden they got, as you can see. I just wanted the church to stand out because it is quite a significant building in the village. It was before I changed it as well. It was one of the bigger buildings in the villages, so I kind of wanted it to be a small centerpiece for the village. And to do that, we've, as I say, added garden grounds around the edge of the church. So let's take a walk through. In front of the church, we got some nice tall grass, 3 trees, same style of tree that I've been building elsewhere. We've got some pathways that lead through, and another entrance on the side here, which is connected by a pathway. If we progress further behind the church, you can see I've gone for this kind of freshly mowed style. I really don't know how it fits in with the rest of this tall grass, but that's an explanation that you guys can work out for yourselves, right? You can make up a story as to how that works. Anyway, we've got this nice mowed area around the back with a few more trees, and by the trees I've just put a bit of longer grass because you guys have probably seen in real life when the grass does in fact get mowed or trimmed, the trees do get left with a little bit of longer grass around them because it's hard to reach area, you know? So I've tried to incorporate that into our design here, and I think it works quite well. Adds just that little bit of extra texture to the mowed grass area, which can be otherwise quite flat. And then if we come around the other side, I want to approach it from the front so that you guys can get a good read of what these gravestones say. We do have a small cemetery. So entering through this way, we have a cemetery, as I say, and there are quite a few inside jokes here, I guess, if you've been watching the series. So on the right hand side, we've got Here Lies Gemma, Body of Iron, Heart of Gold. Here Lies Para, the Mimic of Spooky Sounds. Here Lies Hocus Pocus, Wither 1, Hocus Nil. And then finally, in the back left corner here, we've got Here Lies Ender Dragon. Hocus ended the Ender in the end. So we've still got a few spaces if you guys have got any other sort of inside kind of jokes that we could put on these gravestones. You could probably get the theme by now. It's things that have happened throughout our multiple playthroughs. Then do let me know and I can try to incorporate them onto the ones that don't yet have any information contained on them, or any useful information anyway, because what's this? 8, 9, 10, 11 X's and a couple lines doesn't actually mean anything. I just put it there as placeholder text. Anyway, that is the church grounds, and as I say, I'm quite proud of it. We've also stuck the Oasis banner up there, so I don't think I mentioned that to you, actually, did I? Let's go get a better look at that. But I did come up with a design for the Oasis banner. I said I was going to model it on the window texture, and that's not the way up. So you can see the window texture there, red on the left, orange in the center, and yellow on the right. So very, very nice indeed, in my opinion. And I've just been duplicating this banner, placing it all over the world. So if we actually take a walk up to the tower, without falling off Hocus, that would be actually a great idea right now, would be to keep your footing and spiral up the staircase. There we go, perfect. And as you can see, I've popped 2 on each side, so they're quite visible from far away. And we've got the red, orange, and yellow combination of Oasis, which is going to be the official banner of our village. As for what we'll be working on today, we will have to take a quick stop back to the base to stock up on some items in just a second, but there's something else I've been working on off camera, and that is this little contraption here. So I don't know if you guys remembered, but the raid farm here wasn't actually very successful in containing the raid because on occasion it would spawn over there, it would spawn over there, it would spawn over there. And then roughly, I don't know, 3 times out of the 8 rounds or whatever it is, it would spawn here and be a direct hit. So we actually needed to come up with a way to ensure that wherever the raid spawns, it will in fact be dealt with right here in the killing chamber. So what we've got is a moat that runs around the perimeter of the village. So I've just gone with the basic design. We've got the acacia logs at the top, they've been stripped. We've got our 5 grey texture combination on the walls and a nice stone brick finish to the flooring. So this isn't complete just yet. I have made quite good progress so far, and I think this is what I want to wrap up in today's episode and hopefully give it a test by the end of. So what I've been doing is coming in, just removing the sand walls like so, and this is a good way as well for us to get resources because we are quite low on the old sandstone. So as you can see here, we've already got some sandstone. I've managed to gain a lot of it from doing this just because, you know, when you dig down in the desert, you do tend to hit sandstone more likely than not. So this is what we do. We just come through, remove all of these unneeded blocks, okay, and then the sand. And then using the textures, we just follow back through, creating the pattern, so randomizing the textures amongst this wall area, and then we come through with some acacia logs, and we just want to stick those in like so to fill in the rest of the gaps. There will be a continuous orange trim all the way around this, and then on the corners, we want to craft ourselves one of these guys, the acacia wood that has all sides with the bark texture. And then we just want to come through and strip everything so that it's that nice shade of orange. There we go. And finally this one. And then we just want to keep doing the same on the other side. So I will meet you guys back at base in just a second. We need to stock up on some of these materials. I figured that whilst we're waiting, we will go ahead and correct something that I somehow completely forgot. And I don't know why I forgot, but if you notice, our diamond axe doesn't actually have mending. So that's something very important that we need to do. Add that to the axe, and now all of our tools are in prime condition to do some good, dirty work for us. Awesome. Okay, so it seems as though we've got all of our items organized in the shulker box here, and I'll go over that very quickly now. So as you can tell, it's just all of the grey textures. We've overcooked a bit on the crackstone brick, but as it's one of the most tedious items to get in this shulker box, I'm going to keep it around and take it with us. One final thing I do want to do is, let me just see, we've got 5 spaces available. So let's take 5 stacks of rockets with us as well. Just pop those in anywhere that they fit. Perfect. And now we've got our resources ready to head back over to Oasis and get this raid, I guess it's a raid farm really, isn't it? Yeah, this raid farm done. Okay guys, so with material in hand, let's go ahead and start the process so that you guys can kind of see how it goes. So we're just trying to be as random as possible, as usual. Putting down some cobble, then we switch to the andesite and do the same thing. So we want to be filling up as many of the spaces as we can. We don't really want to be coming back through in the end and, you know, trying to jig blocks in where there needs to be blocks and stuff like that, and trying to work out where we haven't overcrowded a certain area with things like gravel. So we just try and fill in as much as we can. There we go. Get a few of the polish guys in. That'll do. Here, there. And I try to be a little bit more sparse with the polish. You guys probably know that by now. So there we go, that should work out. And then gravel for the rest. And as you can see, we've done this quite well. We're only filling in 1 block gaps for the most part. And there you go, that's that part of the wall done. So the process again continues. It gets a little bit difficult on this side though, because once we start down with the sand here and get past where the acacia logs end, there is going to be a bunch of sand falling down on us. And this is well, it's not really an issue, is it? I mean, it's easy to deal with, but it just makes the process ever so slightly longer. So we've got to take out all of the sand that is floating above the stone here. And eventually we're going to have to terraform around the outside of this thing as well, just to make it easier for the mobs to actually fall in, because we're going to be tricking them with some trapdoors. So they have to be able to detect the trapdoor as a block. Okay, so let's just take this all the way into the corner. And I really do want all of the sand to fall down. That'll make it much easier for us. We should then be able to just run through with the shovel, hold down left click, and things will be nice and easy for us because everything just falls down into place and we can continue slashing away at it, making sure that the sand is disappearing, not being where we want it to be. Oh wow, there is a lot of sand here, isn't there? But this is good for us because I can always convert this into sandstone if required for the buildings in the village, so I'm not going to scoff at this at all. Alright, let's pick up all of our blocks here. We're definitely going to need to harvest some more acacia as well. We're pretty much out. We've got 19 pieces left. So once again, just run through with the cobble, just making random assortments of patterns, and you can go too high, you can go too long, and diagonals, and all that good stuff. Just make it as random as possible, filling in as many gaps as we can. Oops, that was not supposed to go there. Let's pick that one back up. And again, we can just continue getting them in place like so. Okay, that works. And then for the crackstone brick, we'll do the same thing. And I always find myself using these 3 blocks the most. So cobble, andesite, crackstone brick tends to take a beating. And then everything else, you know, is pretty good shape because we don't use it as much. So we probably do need to try and figure something out there. So gravel, because gravel is one that we can use a lot more, right? Gravel is a good texture. It's very, very clean, very tidy. Adds something to the build. So maybe we should try and figure that out, because as you can see, we're already down to 25 cobble, 29 andesite. We've got 34 crackstone bricks. So you can tell we use these blocks the most, and then these 2 at the end, not as much. So we do need to try and change that a little bit. Anyway, time to gather some more acacia because we are very, very low on that stuff. You know what, guys? I really do love the aesthetic of this village, but I have to say that acacia trees are just one of the most frustrating trees I've ever farmed in my life. They grow usually 1 or 2 blocks too high and out of reach. They grow all over the place. You can see that they've got branches that sort of don't stay within their bounds, much like oak trees do. You know, the small oak trees, the small birch trees, they all stay within a 1 block diameter, which is nice. And just all in all, I've left probably a bunch of logs up there that are going to just keep the leaves hanging around, and they're just annoying to get to, you know. So I have to say that acacia trees, not my favorite tree to farm, but it does look good, so we're going to continue on with it. Now, I didn't think we'd finish this soon, but we are almost done with the design work here for our moat that runs around the perimeter of our village here. So we're just going to finish up on camera together. I just harvested a few more trees as well, so that we are good to go in that department. So let's get our cracked stone brick in, our polished andesite, and then we can fill in the rest with gravel. Perfect. And then, as per usual, let's get the dirt out of there and replace those with some nice stripped acacia logs. So we've got our acacia logs right there. The sticks won't do anything for us, Hocus. Come on now. There we go. And then we can just go ahead and strip those up like so. And then we've got a sheep here who might have to die if he carries on standing around in that spot. But if not, he will be safe. Okay. Get these placed in. Oops, not there. That is not going to work. Let's get one in there instead. And then we can just finish up with some gravel. Okay, and then similarly, let's go ahead and pop some acacia. And we just need to get one in the corner as well. Just for consistency's sake, we need to have a corner piece up here. So let's just bash down this gravel with the axe. Pop one in, strip it, replace the gravel, and then back to the acacia to finish things up. And we can just go strip, 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 strippy strip. There we go. Perfect. Okay, we're done. The perimeter is complete, aside from one little thing that I will just polish up on camera with you guys right now. Okay, so the missing piece of our raid farm puzzle is right there. We just need to fill in some stone brick. But on my way over here, I noticed that we had a corner piece missing. So let's go ahead and pop that guy in like so. There we go. And then we can come down with the stone brick and just go ahead and fill this all in because, you know, we want to make everything look good. Everything needs to be on the same level as well. And then once we've got the stone brick in place, it's time for us to start putting in the water streams. So the way this is going to work is wherever these guys fall into the system, there are going to be water streams that carry them to the killing chamber at the front of the village. So I'm going to go ahead and get this flooring wrapped up, and then we'll think about those water streams, which could be a bit of a nuisance. Alright then, guys, let's get some of these water streams in place. And seeing as though the killing chamber is right here, I'm going to start the water streams from either end coming in this direction. So what we want to do first of all is just, I guess, lay down some trapdoors in the corner here. So we'll have, I think, will we have 9 trapdoors here? I think we will, right? We'll have 9 trapdoors like this, and they all need to be opened up, and I'm going to open them towards the direction of the flow. Not that it matters, I don't think, but I just want to do things that way. So let's go ahead and do that for all of them. And there we have it. Okay, so now we need to think of a way to actually block the water from running in this direction. So we're going to have fence gates like this as well. So 3 fence gates like so. And those guys are going to open up like that. And then we'll have 3 buckets of water like this, pushing the mobs in that direction. And I'm kind of hoping that they won't be able to escape from this. I don't think they will, but yeah, I think they'll be okay, right? I think the mobs will be okay. Good. That is exactly what we want. And then what we also want to do is have some more water. So we could probably collect that from the center stream here, can we? Or we cannot. Okay, perhaps we can't. Okay, perhaps we can. All right, we're going to have to fill them up elsewhere. That is fine, though, because there's water within touching distance, pretty much. Just need to have a quick fly over here, and we can fill them back up. Okie dokie. And then back in we go. And we just need to ensure that the water is heading in the right direction. So now 8 blocks away from this, we want another water stream. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and how are we going to do this? I think we first of all have 3 fence gates, like so. And the water starts here. And then we'll have another 3 right there. And we can open those up as well. So the water will be on top of these 3 trapdoors. And that should flow right into there. And then at the end of this stream, the pillagers will get pushed into this stream and head off in this direction. Okay, yep, so far so good. And then behind this, we'll just continue the pattern in a similar fashion. So I'm going to have to take a lot of time off camera here, guys, to get some work done on this system. And then once we're around completion, I'll bring you guys back in and we can think about how we're going to filter the mobs at the end of the system into the killing chamber. Woo-wee! Wow, this has taken some doing, guys, but we finally got it done. So we've got water that flows all the way around the system now, and I'll explain to you how I've done it in just a second. So over in this corner is where the change in current is. So right here you can see, if I get a bit closer, that it flows off in this direction. But then on the other side, it flows off in that direction. So that's kind of the turning point, right? If they fall in this corner, they're either going to go one of 2 ways. And I think one way is probably definitely longer than the other. But we're not building this farm for efficiency. We're just building this farm for fun, really. And just so that we can, you know, run raids whenever we want to or whenever we need to. And have them easily taken care of. So if we make our way back round to the front of the village where the killing chamber is, we should easily now be able to figure out a way to sort of drop the mobs into a separate water stream that flushes them down into the chamber itself. So we have finished things up around here. So let's fly on in. And what we probably want to do is we probably want to come down a level here. So let's grab our pickaxe and take out some of this flooring. So we're going to drop them down another level and have separate water streams that run down into the farm. Okay, so we want to go all the way up to here. And then back across, and then we want to break out the wall as well. We will redecorate, don't worry. We will redecorate. We want everything to look good around here. That is for sure. Oasis is a beautiful village, and it will remain that way. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to have the flooring go down another level, as I say. So let's go ahead and get that in place. Okie dokie, guys. So I progressed a little bit further than I mentioned. We've actually gone ahead and put the water streams in place that allow the mobs to float down into the killing chamber. We just need to add some water in here and over there to make sure that the mobs do flow to where they are supposed to be going. So let's go ahead and first of all put these in place. Okay, so we need to open up the trapdoors, the fence gates in the opposite direction. And then a few buckets of water should do the trick. There we go. And it's probably best if we can fly out of here. There we go. Good. All right. And then same on the other side, just so that our progression is complete. Okay, so where should we do? I think I might move this one back a little bit. So 1, 2, 3. I think I'm going to place the fence gates right there. And then we'll come through from the other side, open them all up the correct way. Then grab 3 more water buckets and go ahead and let the water flow, and that should then push the mobs down into the system here. Good, so that's all set up, and of course we still have some design work to do here, but I am running out of time for this episode, so I'm going to leave that for another day, especially if we want to test this thing out, and I need to fly. There we go. So okay, I'm not sure if this thing's going to work right now if we did actually call in a raid, because the mobs aren't going to think that they are able to walk over it. We do need to put trapdoors along the outer rim. So I don't know whether to test it without them and take a chance, or whether to put a few in and see what happens. I think I should try and stretch out my time as much as possible here and try and put down a few trapdoors just so that the farm works as it should. Here, let me do as much as I can, and then we'll be right back for a test run. Okay guys, here we go. We've got a captain. Let's take him out. Okay, good. Let's get on out of here as well. We only need the 1 level for this test. And I've placed a few trapdoors. They pretty much cover this corner here and go all the way around to the middle. So that's usually where the raids like to spawn, right guys? I think that is correct. So we're going to fly in through the center, as we usually do anyway, just to make sure. Okay, there we go. And then we'll see soon enough whether or not this is going to work. So let's just let the raid build up. And you know what the good thing was about moving the bell? They can't access it, so none of that constant dinging of the bell when the raid is starting up. That's nice. That's nice and peaceful for once. Okay, so let's see. They should have spawned in by now. I heard the horn go off. I don't see them though, so right now nothing. Let's go check the usual spot over here. Okay, it looks like they've already fell into the trap, which is awesome. So, as I said, this farm wasn't designed for efficiency at all. This farm was simply designed as a little bit of fun and just a way to protect the village when we need to. So these guys are going to take their sweet time getting round. There is no doubt about that, but they should slowly but surely make their way to the killing chamber. And we'll hang around for probably this first level of the raid, and then I will try to wrap this video up and probably continue the rest of the raid off camera, just because it can be nice and slow and tedious. You can see that it's going to take a while for them to reach this area and then drop down to their doom. I have replaced all of the signs there as well with fence gates, so we'll see if that makes any sort of difference for us. Anyway, here they go. Dropping into the chute, and then down into the chamber, and into the death pit. Come on now. Don't try and climb out. There is no hope for you. Just die, please. Yeah, I think I need to actually move that down a block, because you can see they are almost jumping back up into this water stream. So I should probably move this one down a block just to ensure that they are stuck once they fall down. So far, so good. We're just waiting for one guy. Come on, guy. Go down. Here, let's actually jump down into our little system here and take a look. Yep, you can bar all you want, but you won't escape. There is no escape. Just accept your fate. Yeah, you can see him. He's still hanging around up there. This is the issue that I face with this farm. They don't like dropping in most of the time. And apparently we've still got one remaining. Okay, there he is. It was a Vindicator. I think that's what they're called, right? A Vindicator? I can't ever remember. Anyway, you guys, as I say, we were only going to show one level of the raid. So I'm going to wrap this video up right now, and then I will do the rest off camera. Alright then, you guys, welcome back to today's episode for the last time. This has been episode 139 of the Minecraft LP series. I do hope you had fun with this one. I had fun building our raid farm here. It's going to be, as I say, not very efficient, but it's a fun little thing to have, isn't it, around the world. So there we go. Look, you can see it working right behind us. We do need to change up this killing chamber area a little bit, though. I might, you know, give it a little bit more design work and all that good stuff in the coming episodes. Anyway, you guys, if you did enjoy this one, please be sure to drop a like down below. That'd be much appreciated by myself. Any questions, suggestions, comments, feedback, anything like that, please direct those to the comment section below, and I'll be sure to respond to all of those of you that I can. And finally, if you're new around here or haven't subscribed yet, then please be sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll give everybody who subscribes today a free emerald. There you go, look, there's your emerald. That's free for you if you subscribe today, and you can keep that for the rest of your day. So once again, you guys, if you did enjoy this episode, as I say, drop a like. Thanks for being here. Take care of yourselves, take care of your families, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye for now.